Namaskar. We are very fortunate to have Dr. N. Rajam, one of the foremost musicians of our country, Padma Bhushan, Dr. N. Rajam. Ammaji, as we call her Ammaji, she is a motherly figure, as you can see. And so my first question, first of all, I want to thank you for giving us time. Second is that, my first question is that you were born in a musician's family and musical family. All of your brothers, and you are the only sister so far I know, are musicians, and not only musicians, very top graded musicians. So those who are not born in the musical family or musician's family, they think that you are in an advantageous position. So is it really true, or there are some disadvantages also?
My view is, yes, it has got a lot of advantages being born in a family of musicians. And because music is a difficult subject, whether it is vocal or instrumental, whatever it is difficult. If it is in the family, and if you have your teacher as, if your mother or father as teacher, nothing like that, because the child doesn't realize that it is doing something difficult. It comes naturally to the child, and there is music, such an atmosphere is there all through the day, 24 hours you are in an atmosphere of music. So that helps a lot. So without knowing that you are doing something difficult, you will learn.
Yes, and if I am not mistaken, you are coming from a really good musician's family, so you are listening to the good music,
Yeah.
So, and we are getting the result of that. Now, I was thinking that since you were born in Chennai, at that time it was Madras.
I was born in Kerala.
Oh, you are born in
Ernakulam.
Kerala. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ernakulam. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but so you are all musicians. Your family was had a tradition of Carnatic music. So how come you become Hindustani?
I would say it is destiny.
I see.
God's will. Otherwise, a person from such a remote area as Kerala, learning Hindustani music and getting settled in Varanasi and playing all over in the North Hindustani music,
yes,
and having the good fortune of blessings from the audience, really, it's like it doesn't go to me.
I mean, how did it happen? Because we know that you learned from Omkarnathji.
Pandit Omkarnathji.
Yeah. And so we have never seen him, but we have seen his pictures. His we have heard his stories and a lot of things,
Yeah.
So can you tell a little bit about him, because we are very eager to know.
I was going to Banaras when I was young for my intermediate examination.
I see.
At that time, he was the principal of the music college there. So I had great regard for his music because I have already listened to many of his gramophone records from one of my students. So I was looking forward to an opportunity of meeting him, which I got luckily when I went to Banaras for my examination. I was already playing a little of Hindustani music, and I had listened to his gramophone records. I tried playing some of. Then I played the songs for him. So he was quite impressed. Who is this girl? And then when I requested that it is my desire to learn under him, he immediately said yes.
Oh, I think you were very fortunate.
I'm indeed very fortunate to have Panditji as my.
And so from South Indian style, you switched to North Indian style of playing, and imbibe the whole North Indian system. Was it difficult?
I knew South Indian music, Carnatic music very well. I started at the age of 3, and when I started Hindustani music, I had already played Carnatic music for 12 years. I had even accompanied the great Amma Subbulakshmi in some of her concerts. I was only 13 or 14 at that time. When I switched to Hindustani music, there was no necessity for me to learn the violin technique as such, playing Sarega Padanisa and all.
Yes, of course.
I just wanted to learn the spirit of Hindustani system. So having had having learned Carnatic music for 10, 12 years, that came in good stead while learning Hindustani music. All that I wanted to learn is the spirit of Indian music. The notes are the same,
Yes.
and the raga elaboration, compositions, all these different aspects of music are all same. But the Hindustani spirit is different, Carnatic spirit is different. So that's how.
That's how that okay. So you started playing Vilambit Khayal kind of thing, and then after that you developed this Gaiki style.
I'll tell you. When I listen to other violinists, I realized they were all following the Gatkari pattern, the style which is played on the sitar, in sarod, in other words, on plucked instruments.
Yes.
That is Gatkari. Violin is a bowed instrument, you know.
Yes.
You can get continuity
Yes.
of tone. If you want sa for a long time, all that you have to do is play sa for. So on instruments with continuity of tone, Gaiki is very easy.
Very easy.
The Gaiki is most suited.
Of course, yes.
That's how, and my contribution to Hindustani music is playing Hindustani violin in the Gaiki way. That's
Yes.
why I play Khyal Gaiki,
Yes.
and then Madhyalaya
Madhyalaya
and
Tinta.
Tarana as
Yes,
well.
yes.
What I play is 150% vocal music.
Of course, of course. And also your contribution is also playing these beautiful bhajans in
Any form of vocal singing, I can, with the help of this technique, it is easily reproduced.
It's not only technique, Amma, it's because of your expertise and all these things here.
It's God's grace.
Amma, your family now, Sangeeta ji and her two daughters, they are following the same style. How do you feel about that?
I feel very happy. When I told the children, asked the children, you have to learn this, they were happy because in our family, when the child becomes 3, we hand over a violin to the child. So they have no option. They have to play. And it is difficult to make children of 3 years, right up to 9, 10 years, till the time they develop some interest in music. It is difficult. We parents have to be careful. And sometimes, most of the time प्यार से देना है, कभी डांट के, कभी प्रलोभन दे के कुछ मिठाई दे दी, तो
till they get into
by the time they reach 12, they start liking the subject. Then there is no problem. They keep practicing on their own also. All that we have to remind them. आज का practice हुआ कि नहीं? That's it.
And Amma ji, I must say that this both Ragini and Nandini ji, they are keeping such a good standard of playing. That's your family legacy.
We have all to practice all the time.
Yes. Okay. I was wondering that you have been associated with BHU for
40 long years.
40 long years, and I have seen you for the first time there, and I have played there. I was very fortunate to play with a recording of you and your brother T.N. Krishnan ji in HMB. So and that was my experience of that brother
playing
and sister
with Hindustani,
Hindustani and Carnatic for the first time. Now, what was your experience in BHU? Because it's an university, it's not a Gurukula, it's a different thing. So
university teaching is different, whereas in a Gurukula, the entire approach is different. Teaching approach is different. So BHU, I had a good time. I had opportunities to learn how the working of universities, the music colleges and universities. That was a different, because I never learned music in an institution.
Yes, naturally.
Mine is all at home, and then with Pandit Karnaji Thakur. So I got to learn university way of functioning.
So did you enjoy the life?
I did. Otherwise, staying for 40 long years is difficult. No?
I have seen you there, and so you have contributed too much in BHU actually when you were there. Now, second, you also taught in Gangubai Hangal Institute.
That's a Gurukul.
That is a Gurukul. So, what is the basic difference, and which one you prefer or you tell the students to be?
Gurukul method is better in a sense. in the sense there is no syllabus.
Okay.
The syllabus is with the teacher.
With the teacher, yes.
Whatever the teacher feels that student is ready to absorb, the training is that way. You take one rag, you go on teaching it for 1 year. That's how everything has to be learned that way only.
Yes, yes.
Right. In the first year itself, if there are 10 ragas, what will you teach? What will he or she learn? So, university, the rules and regulations are different.
Okay. So I would think that I think you would prefer a student to go to a Gurukula, and if the degree is there.
I would tell you, here I would like the universities to have Gurukula pattern of imparting music education.
That's what we are doing here.
Yeah, that's it.
And you remember that you were the mentor of this university at the very beginning.
We all planned together, about the
Yes,
music
and when I joined here, you were the first person. I was saying that I'm very busy outside concerts. You were the first person who told me, "Ek saal try karke dekho," and that's how I joined. And then it's almost 8 years have passed. I'm very fortunate, and I listened to you. I'm very, honored. Now, my question is that do you have anything to say for the students who are nowadays?
Children come to me and then ask, "Madam, kuch advice dijiye." I tell them, practice is the main secret. Practice is a must. You should take music seriously and then learn whatever the teacher teaches. Sincere practice is very essential.
I have 2 more questions to ask. One is, what about this modern system of online teaching? What is your feeling? It's going on very...
I have students learning from me online. It is possible to teach and learn if the student is sincere and hardworking, practice. It's good. I'm satisfied with it.
What about the technique? Suppose somebody is coming to you, does not know anything about violin. Does she or he come to you for the first time?
You start teaching them the technique right from the beginning, one by one. You show them on the screen.
On the screen.
They are able to pick up. If the students are intelligent enough, they are able to pick up.
Okay, so you believe in this online system, and it's good.
Is fine. No.
And we have to cope up nowadays.
Yeah, we have to move with the modern times, no?
Yes. So. And I would say the last question is that what do you think about this fusion music nowadays going on everywhere? We are all doing it, okay? And I have not seen you doing it.
I'm not doing fusion music.
Yes.
It is.
Tell us very, very frankly that whether you like it or not.
There is a section of audience which likes fusion. Chalne dijiye.
Don't you think that first you learned your subject very
That's
nicely?
What I say, if you do something based on classical music, if you have got sound and strong roots in classical music, even if you do fusion, it will sound okay. So a basic knowledge, a good knowledge of classical music is very important even for doing fusion.
Absolutely.
It would be different. You can make out this is a person who doesn't know anything about classical music. And a person who's good in classical music, if he or she does fusion, that would be different.
Definitely. Yeah. So, Ammaji, for us, for this CNBG, Chinmaya Bindu Gurukul, tell us a few words so that to inspire our students.
It's really very nice. They are running a music university. There are students, and I had the opportunity of meeting some of the students. It's nice of people like you to come here occasionally whenever you are free and give advice to the students. I think it's progressing well.
Thank you very much, Ammaji, for your time. We are very happy and we are very grateful to Dr. N. Rajam ji for giving her time for our institute and for her performance, and also Ragini ji for performing with her.